What's going on, everybody? Jonathan Rehab here. Welcome back to the Passion Bill YouTube channel. Today we're going to be diving into the second installment on our latest series, Roadster Rehab, where we take this 1997 Mazda Miata and we revert it back to OEM or OEM plus form. Now guys, I've run into a little bit of a dilemma. As many of you may know, this car right here was the car that actually took my daily driver's transmission out. When we were towing this home, I lost all gears in my Chevy Trailblazer and it needs a new transmission. Well, I finally ordered a new transmission last week for it and it should be here this week. But I got a call from the boys over at Redline saying, hey, we just got a 95M edition with a great running motor. Do you want it? And of course, hell yeah, I do. But here's the problem. This needs a new motor, Trailblazer needs a new transmission, and I really don't have much shop space here. So my course of action right now is to just swap the motors real quick, get this thing back up on the road, make sure she's good and running for the next couple weeks while I do the Trailblazer's transmission swap. And then while I'm doing that, after that, we're gonna go ahead, bring this back in here. We'll be able to pull the engine back out. And then the reason why I wanna pull the engine back out is because I wanna paint this engine bay. Not a big fan of like odd colored engine bays, especially when I wanna keep the car clean. And the previous owner painted this engine bay silver. Like I said, not really too happy with that. So wanna pull the engine back out and repaint it black. So that'll come in time. Also, brake lines in this car are a mess. We gotta reroute those and clean them up. So other than that, we got some work to do on this, but for right now, we're gonna just go ahead, pull the old engine out of here, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll pick up the new engine, swap it in here, and hopefully by the end of the week, she'll be back up on the road and we can get the Trailblazer pulled in here, get that transmission swapped out, and then life will hopefully go back to some sense of normal, because it's been hectic around here lately, guys. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get today's video started. Alrighty, so first order of business, we need to get this hood removed so it doesn't interfere with the hoist when we are pulling the engine out. Up next, we gotta remove the front bumper cover so that doesn't get damaged when we're pulling the engine out. And then other than that, this should be pretty straightforward because the previous owner actually got a lot of the engine bay, like it was all over the place before. I kind of moved the harnesses off to the side. I had to bolt on the cylinder head. If you guys remember from the last video, it actually wasn't bolted on to begin with. So I slapped on the cylinder head that was included with the car just so I can have the mounting hooks to pull it out. And other than that, should be able just to get underneath the car, disconnect the transmission from the power plant frame, unbolt the motor mounts, and she should just pull on out. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so we got the hood removed, front bumper removed. Off camera, I went ahead and disconnected the last few things in the engine bay, such as that hose, ground strap, starter motor, and also the clutch hydraulics. And I also learned that this car came with a stainless braided clutch line upgrade, so that's always nice for these cars as well. Up next, we got to get into the car, remove the center console so we can remove the shifter, and then after the shifter's removed, we can work our way underneath the car, disconnect the drive shaft, power plant frame, and then hopefully the engine and transmission will be ready to come on out. Alrighty, so we got the shifter pulled out, which will give us a lot more clearance when we're moving the engine and transmission. So time to go ahead, get underneath the car. And we got a couple things to disconnect underneath here. Starting out, got the drive shaft, that's 4 bolts of the diff. And then once those bolts are removed, the drive shaft should just pivot down. We should be able to slide that on out. Up next, we got the power plant frame, and it looks like it is missing a couple bolts already. So shout out to the previous owner for that. And then the last thing is the 2 bolts holding in the motor mounts, and she should just come on out. So not much left to do, so let's get to it. Alrighty, Alrighty guys, drive shaft removed, power plant frame disconnected. My GoPro battery actually died. While it was dead, I went ahead, got my hoist set up, got the hoist leveler installed on the engine. I did a double check to make sure everything was disconnected, and I'm 99.9% sure everything is clear and disconnected. Last thing that we gotta do is just unbolt the motor mounts and attach the hoist and pull her on out. And then we should be good to go. Alrighty guys, as you can see, I got the hoist attached to the engine. I unbolted the motor mounts and they were actually finger tight, so shout out to the previous owner for that. And everything else is disconnected, so we are ready to go. Not really excited about this because it's just me, myself, and I, and this is definitely a two-person job, and I don't have a helper here today, so this kind of sucks, but enjoy watching me struggle for the next few minutes. Let's get this motor out. She's out. And just like that, engine and transmission completely removed, and our Miata is left heartless. But she won't be heartless for very long, so here's the course of action. We're gonna be going over to Red Lion Auto Parts tomorrow, picking up the new motor. As long as there's no major leaks on it, we're just gonna go ahead and throw it in as is and ride it out for the next few weeks while I do my Trailblazers transmission swap. After a few weeks of everything being mechanically sound on the vehicle, we're gonna bring her back in here, strip the engine bay again, pull her heart back out, and we're actually gonna be repainting this entire engine bay black to match the vehicle's color. And she should be looking pretty good again after that. So if you guys are looking forward to those videos, please hit that thumbs up button. In the next video, like I said, we're gonna be going ahead and dropping a new heart in this thing and hope to get this thing running in the next episode. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for future episodes of Roadster Rehab. And until the next one, I'll see you then. Peace.